John Michael Osbourne, Ozzy, was born into the grey post-war streets of Birmingham. Life was tough, 6 kids, 2 bedrooms, and not much hope. Ozzy struggled in school, feeling like an outsider, until music became his escape. The Beatles lit a fire in him. He saw a way out. He left school at 15, bouncing between dead-end jobs and even a stint in jail. Realising crime wasn't his path, he put up a simple ad: Ozzy Zig needs gig. That ad brought Tony Iommi, Geezer Butler and Bill Ward to his door. They remembered Ozzy as a class clown, but his voice was raw power. They formed a band, cycling through names before landing on Black Sabbath. Inspired by horror films, they decided to make music as dark as the movies people loved. Their sound was heavy, menacing, and new. Black Sabbath was born, a band that changed music forever. From the factories of Birmingham, they forged a new genre. Ozzy's dream was no longer just an escape, it was a revolution. The world was about to meet the Prince of Darkness. The band's journey had just begun. The sound of doom was unleashed, and nothing would ever be the same. Black Sabbath's music was a reflection of their industrial roots, slow, heavy, and real. Tony Iommi's unique guitar sound, born from a factory accident, set them apart. Geezer Butler's lyrics tackled war, corruption, and fear. No love songs here. Their debut album was released on Friday the 13th, 1970. Critics hated it, but the kids felt its power. Paranoid followed, with anthems like War Pigs and Iron Man defining heavy metal. Black Sabbath became pioneers, inspiring generations. Fame and excess followed, but so did chaos. Ozzy's wild energy made him the perfect frontman, but the lifestyle took its toll. Drugs, alcohol, and tension tore at the band. By the late 70s, Ozzy's behaviour was too much. In 1979, he was fired from the band he helped create. Alone and lost, Ozzy faced the darkness once again. The Prince of Darkness was out in the cold. But this story was far from over. The world waited to see what he'd do next. Fired and broken, Ozzy spiraled into despair, but Sharon saw his potential and pulled him back from the edge. She became his manager, motivator, and soon his wife. Together they built a new band with the young guitar prodigy Randy Rhoads at its heart. Blizzard of Oz, their debut, exploded in 1980. Crazy Train and Mr. Crowley became instant classics, blending Ozzy's voice with Randy's virtuosity. Ozzy was reborn, not just an ex-Black Sabbath singer, but as a solo star. Diary of a Madman followed, cementing their legacy, but tragedy struck. Randy Rhoads died in a plane crash at just 25. The loss was devastating, but Ozzy pressed on. Sharon's support kept him going. Ozzy's solo career began a storm of creativity and resilience. He proved he was more than his past. The blizzard raged on, even in the face of heartbreak. Ozzy's legend grew, fueled by loss and determination. The Prince of Darkness refused to fade. Randy's death nearly broke Ozzy, but he kept moving forward. New guitarists, new albums, Bark at the Moon and The Ultimate Sin kept him in the spotlight. Ozzy embraced his wild persona, making headlines with outrageous antics. Controversy followed him, but so did success. The MTV era made him a star for a new generation. In 1991, with Zakk Wylde on guitar, a new young virtuoso who idolised Randy Rhoads, with Ozzy released No More Tears, the second release with Zakk Wylde. The album was a triumph, powerful, emotional, and packed with hits. Mama I'm Coming Home showed Ozzy's softer side, while the title track was pure epic. No More Tears proved Ozzy's staying power. He announced his retirement at the time, but he couldn't stay away for long. His music kept evolving, reaching new fans through chaos and controversy. Ozzy remained a force. The Prince of Darkness was unstoppable. His voice, his energy, his madness, still electrifying. Ozzy's journey was far from over. He kept defying expectations. The world kept listening. The legend only grew. Ozzy Osbourne's story is one of survival and reinvention. He battled addiction, injury, and endless controversy, but he always returned. More than a musician, he was a cultural icon. The Osbournes, the reality TV show, made him a household name for a new generation. With Black Sabbath, he helped invent heavy metal. As a solo artist, he kept pushing boundaries. His influence is everywhere, from Metallica to Pantera to even Rage Against the Machine. Ozzy's music is honest, raw, and real. He sings of darkness, but always with hope. His voice is the sound of the underdog, the outsider, the survival. Millions connect with his struggle and triumph. From Birmingham's factories to the world's biggest stages, Ozzy's journey is legendary. He's the Prince of Darkness, the madman, the godfather of metal. But above all, he's a survivor. He turned pain into music. The controversies may fade, but the music remains.